Hello friends, in last lecture we have discussed the errors in measurement. Now we see some examples related to that errors and how to calculate different types of errors. So this is one example. The expected value of voltage across a resistor is 80 volt and the measurement gives the value of 79, and we have to calculate absolute error, percentage error, relative accuracy and percentage accuracy. So the given data is the expected value of a voltage across this resistor is 80 volt, and if the instrument is used here for the measurement of that value, it gives the value of 79 volt. So how to calculate that absolute error, percentage error, relative accuracy and percentage of accuracy. So we'll see in detail about that. So first, calculation of absolute error. So absolute error is the difference between the expected value and measured value. Expected value is 80, measured value is 79. So the difference is 1 volt. 1 volt is the absolute error. Percentage of error. It is the ratio of absolute error to the expected value. And for that percentage, we have to multiply by the value of 100. So the error is 80 minus 79 upon 80. That value is 1 upon 80, and 1 upon 80 into 100, that value becomes 1.25%. So 1.25% is the percentage of error for that particular value. Now relative accuracy. So how to calculate relative accuracy? So for calculation of this value or relative accuracy, A is equal to 1 minus mod of yn minus xn upon yn. So that yn is 80, xn is 79 upon 80. So that ratio is 1 upon 80. Now 1 minus 1 upon 80 is 79 upon 80, and that becomes 0.9875. So 0.9875 is the relative accuracy of that particular value. Now percentage of accuracy, it is denoted by small a, and small a is capital A times of 100. Capital A is the relative accuracy, that value is 0.9875 into 100, so it becomes 98.75% of that accuracy for the measurement of that value. We can also calculate percentage of accuracy, that value is 100% minus percentage of error. 100% minus percentage of error is 1.25, so it becomes 98.74. We have also one example related to the measurement or calculation of these errors. Suppose we have the expected value of current flowing through the resistor is 20 milliampere, and the measurement done by the instrument is 18 milliampere. So how to calculate percentage, absolute error, percentage error, relative accuracy and percentage of accuracy. So absolute error is a difference between these two, that is the expected value and the measured value. The difference is 2 milliampere. Percentage error is a difference divided by expected into 100. So difference is 2 milliampere. Expected value is 20 milliampere. So 2 upon 20 is 1 by 10, and 1 by 10 is 0.1 into 100, that is 10%. So 10% is the percentage of error while getting the reading. Now relative accuracy, A is equal to 1 minus mod of this error. So 1 minus 20 milliampere minus 18 milliampere upon 20 milliampere. So the mod value is 2 milliampere divided by 20 milliampere, that becomes 0.1. So 1 minus 0.1 is 0.9. So percentage of accuracy is 0.9 into 100, it becomes 90%. Another way we can calculate this percentage of accuracy, 100% minus percentage of error, that is 100% minus 10%, it becomes 90%. Now we have to find what is the relation between accuracy and precision. So if we measure, if a measurement is accurate, it must also be precise. But accuracy means precision. However, we can say that here precision of measurement may not be accurate. So they are interrelated to each other. So accurate measurement, it should be also precise. But however, precise measurement may not be accurate. That is very important. So how to calculate the precision? Precision also we calculated using this formula. P is equal to 1 minus mod of xn minus xn bar upon xn bar, where xn is a value of nth measurement or nth reading, and xn bar is the average of set of that measurement. So we have an example related to the precision. So this is the table in which 10 number of readings are there, and for every reading we have some values. So in this table, there are 10 measurements. They were recorded in laboratories, and we have to find the precision for the sixth number measurement. See, for first number measurement, the value is 98. For second, 101. Third one, 102. Up to that, 10, 99. And we have to find for the sixth number precision of for the sixth number measurement. So initially, we have to find the average value. And so for finding the average value, summation of all the measurement values divided by the total number of readings. So summation is 1005. Total number of readings are 10. So it becomes 100.5. And the formula for precision is P is equal to 1 minus xn bar upon xn bar. So for sixth number reading, the precision P is equal to 1 minus mod, inside that mod, 100 minus 100.5 divided by 100.5. So due to this mod, we have to take only the magnitude, so that 0.5 divided by 100.5, and this value is 1 minus this ratio, so it becomes 100 divided by 100.5. It is 99.5. So 99.5 is the precision for that measurement. So what we can say here, the accuracy and precision of measurement depends only on the quality of, not only on the quality of measuring instrument, but also depends upon the person using this particular instrument. So whatever the quality of instrument in case of exercised by the user, there is always some error present in that measurement of a physical quantity. Okay. In the next part, we'll discuss the types of error. We know that error is nothing but the difference between expected value and measured value. We can also say that the difference between true value and expected value. They are divided into three different categories. The first one is the gross error, also known as the human error. Second one is systematic error, and third one is random error. What about gross error? Gross error is this particular error is due to the human mistakes in reading. While performing this experiment, human can make some mistakes, and due to which it introduced the error. That error is gross error. This error is also due to the mistakes in using instrument. If the person is of the user, if the user is not means expert for handling this instrument, and that time mistakes are made in that experiment, so such errors are introduced in the gross error. Third one is the errors in a recording observation. When the person performed the experiment, and if the person is not recorded correct reading, such errors are introduced under the gross error. Also, incorrect adjustment of instruments and computational mistakes means, if the instruments are not adjusted initially correct, and if he performed the experiment and read the reading or recording the reading, so at that time these errors are introduced under the gross errors. So these errors cannot be treated as a mathematically. Okay, but the important thing is that the complete elimination of gross error is not possible, but one can minimize them. Some of these errors easily detected, while other error may be elusive. The frequently gross error occurs due to the improper use of instrument. That is the main problem. So this error can be minimized by taking proper care in a reading and recording the measurement parameter. In general, indicating instruments changes the ambient conditions to some extent when connected in to a complete circuit. So because of the change in ambient condition, the instrument can gives the different value, and because of that, these errors are introduced in that measurement. So for that, we have to take at least three readings. So if we take three readings, and when we take the average, we get the curve, means when we reach to the expected value. So that one should take care about that. Instead of single reading, we have to take at least three separate readings. So we'll get the reaches towards the expected value. The second type is the systematic error. Systematic errors are due to the shortcomings of that instrument. For example, defective or worn parts, or aging, or effects of environment on the instruments. And because of that, the systematic errors are introduced in that measurement. The systematic errors are also known as the referred to as a bias, and they are influenced in all the instruments of a quality alike. Quantity alike means measurement of a quantity alike. The constant uniform deviation of operation of an instrument is known as the systematic error. They are further divided into three different types, like instrumental error, environmental error, and observational error. In instrumental error, the errors are inherent in measuring instrument because of their mechanical structure. So these errors, they are observed due to the faulty instruments, not called as the faulty instruments, but due to the friction in bearings of various moving components, irregular swing tension or stretching of the spring, or reduction in the tension due to improper or handling or overloading of the instrument, these errors are introduced in the measurement. So these errors can be avoided by selecting suitable instrument for the particular measurement application. This also can be avoided by applying correction factor after determining the amount of instrumental error. And third one, it can be avoided by calibrating the instrument against a standard. The second type is an environmental error. Environmental errors are due to the external conditions in the area of surrounding. So because of the change in temperature, humidity, barometric pressure, or magnetic or electric field, the errors are introduced in the measurement. These errors are to be treated as environmental errors. And these errors can be avoided by air conditioning, hermetically sealing certain components in the instruments, also using magnetic sheets. Third one is the observational error. Observational error is they are introduced by the user. So this is the most common error is the parallax. So as we know, when we measure the voltage using the voltmeter, and if there is an analog voltmeter, the deflection needle and the scale, when we consider they are not exactly matches, means needle and its image, they are not coincide with each other, and when we took the reading, they are not perfect reading for that particular value. So that error is called as a parallax error, and this error is introduced in a meter scale reading, and the error is estimated when obtaining a reading from the meter scale. These errors are caused by the habits of individual observer. Means these errors are not same for all. It depends upon the particular person. Person to person, the errors are different. Third, now the example related to the these errors as a voltmeter having a sensitivity of 1 kilo ohm per volt is connected across an unknown resistance in series with a milliammeter reading 80 volt on 150 volt scale. When the milliammeter reads 10 milliampere, now calculate apparent resistance of unknown resistance, then actual resistance of unknown resistance, and error due to the loading effect of voltmeter. So we have to find the total resistance of circuit. So how to calculate the total resistance? The total resistance is total voltage divided by total current. So total voltage is 80 volt. The total current passing through the circuit is 10 milliampere. So it becomes 8 kilo ohm. Now the voltmeter resistance, it is denoted by RV, and RV is equal to 1 kilo ohm per volt, and for the range of 150, so that it is a 150 kilo ohm resistance of voltmeter is observed. Now the actual resistance is Rx is equal to total resistance into voltmeter resistance divided by a voltmeter resistance minus total. So 8k into 150k divided by 150k minus 8k. So it becomes 1200 k square divided by 142k. So it becomes 8.45 ohm. Now percentage of error. Percentage of error is actual value minus apparent value divided by actual value. So 8.45 minus 8 divided by 8.45 into 100. So percentage of error is 0.053 into 100, that it becomes 5.3%. There is also one example, but we'll discuss in the next lecture. Thank you.